Style is the answer to everything. A fresh way to approach a dull or dangerous thing. To do a dull thing with style is preferable to doing a dangerous thing without it. To do a dangerous thing with style is what I call art. Bullfighting can be an art. Boxing can be an art. Loving can be an art. Opening a can of sardines can be an art. Not many have style. Not many can keep style. I have seen dogs with more style than men, although not many dogs have style.
Bye-bye.
When Hemingway put his brains to the wall with a shotgun, that was style. I've met men in jail with style. Style is a difference, a way of doing, a way of being done.
Fuck.
6 herons standing quietly in a pool of water. Are you walking out of the bathroom naked without seeing me?
Yeah, this game is a joke.
Hello, welcome back to Wild Bill Jammin. I hope you're well. So Update 8 is a real mixed bag for me. There's some things I like and there's some things I absolutely hate. And it's for all the wrong reasons, kind of. They've added things for the sake of the team and then removed things for the sake of teamwork. And the first thing I want to talk about is resources.
Yeah, what do you want to supply?
Some very is good. Because the more and more effort that goes into this stuff, the more and more I hate it.
Give me a second while I look up my little file of things I really don't give a fuck about. And here we have, under the letter N, we've got nail bombing golf clubs. There is the National Trust. There is Newcastle.
And then there's nodes. And if you don't know what nodes are, they're a way of keeping your supplies going. It gives you tanks, ammunition, all that kind of stuff. And if you've ever built a node, you know it's quite boring. And once you've done it once, you'll probably go, yeah, I don't ever want to do that again, because that's not what I play the game for. But resource management in this game is crucial to keeping your team going and for everyone's fun. So this game design is kind of a carrot and stick thing, except not in the normal sense.
I think we should use the carrot and stick approach, yeah. You take a carrot, you stick it up his fucking ass, followed by the stick, followed by an even bigger, rougher carrot.
Because the game doesn't reward you for building nodes, it punishes you if you don't. And that's a massive, massive difference. And I think one thing that people are losing their minds about in this game at the minute is the fact that the resource system is not just broken, it's been made worse by this update. And not because players are exploiting it, although there's ways you can, it's because it doesn't even work on paper. Because you can't get any resources from building nodes in your first sector, and you can't build them in enemy territory. So you have to put your nodes in the second sector and make sure they're near the point so you can resupply. But just make sure you don't lose that point, because you'll be absolutely fucked, because you won't be able to get any more resources. So why do some players absolutely hate this? And why do they prefer old updates? Because in the old updates, you had the ability to bounce back. And you didn't care if you lost, because the game was fun.
End this game.
And if people are saying something like that in your game, I think you have to take notice of it. Because all we can do as players in an early access game is complain. Because the devs are constantly making this game, and they don't play it in the way that we do, and fully understand all the different things that we'll do to make sure we win.
So I play Hell Let Loose quite a bit, but it is also hard for me to relax when I play Hell Let Loose, because I see everything that's wrong with the game constantly. And every time I have an annoying moment, I have to get my notepad out, which is right next to the computer.
Yeah, me too, mate. And I've had my Karen moment. I'm not going to go there again. I know how hard they work.
I work, I eat, I shower. That's it. Occasionally, I take a dump, just as a sort of treat. I mean, that really is my treat.
And I've got a little treat for you myself, actually. I've been an absolute creep this week, and I've been watching all of you playing the game. I've been joining public servers, locking a squad, and then recording the map, because you know I love maps. And the only thing I love more than maps is garrisons. My god, you lot are terrible at building garrisons. And the thing is, with Update 8, it's never been easier to build garrisons. With your shiny new supply trucks, you really got to start using them at the start of the round. You just pile straight into your first point, bang one up, and then people can actually spawn on them and get into the game faster. They don't even have to run. Because these guys here, Fox and George, spawned on the garrison and beat the squads that ran. And it also means you don't get left behind. Is that it? We full? Sorry, mate.
Good luck, Root Seagull.
Sorry, Seagull.
Hold my hand, Seagull. Sucks to be that guy.
So, if it's alright with you, I'm just gonna put a bit of jazz on and freestyle this bit. Because I took this map thing one step further, and I got some help to record the other side. And then I've overlaid them and changed the colours so you can see the different teams. And I think this is the best example of map control through garrisons. And it's really interesting to see that even though the Greens took the cap first, the Pinks have better garrisons. They're spread right across the map, and they can just go from any angle they want and attack. They're not all piling in from the same place. Unlike the Greens, who dropped an airhead and tried to rush it from behind. You have to be really careful with airheads, because if you don't control your own cap, then you can quickly get overrun. And controlling your cap means having garrisons around it. It doesn't matter how many people you've got on it, it's all about garrisons. So this idea of Gary whack-a-mole thing has been brought about because you can't build your Gary where you took out the enemy's Gary. The game never used to be Gary whack-a-mole. The more I say it, the fucking weirder it gets. It's map control. That's the whole game. That's the meta that people loved. But in Update 7 and Update 8, map control was just given to the team that capped first, and they were given a massive advantage. Because the Greens, in this example, can't move up the map. You've just seen that the Pinks just flooded the cap then, because they've got all those Garys around it. So you need to destroy all those Garys, and you need to do it almost at the same time. I should say this is on the WCH server, where there's a lot of experienced people playing, because it's level 50 plus. And I'm just going to go to a public game and an example of the stupid placements of garrisons that you can get because of this grid thing. And look how few garrisons there are. The Greens have only got one near Le Grand, and the Pinks is right next to it. Should that be allowed? For the people that said ninja garrisons were really annoying? Because that's really close to Le Grand, and they can just swamp the whole place from one garrison. But the Greens can't do that at Chapel. And the great thing about this is they're so intent on attacking that they forgot about their map control behind them, and they've lost the point just to a few Greens. And now they haven't got any garrisons at all. And now they've got to run all the way from HQ. And I have no idea what the Greens are doing here, because they start losing the Chapel immediately. And why is that? It's because they don't have any garrisons nearby, and they have to start running from not even too far away. But that's how quickly you can lose the cap. And trust me when I say I've watched a lot of public games this week, and it's really not the case of who's the better team. It's kind of a case of who's the worst team and not able to get their garrisons up. Because if you hold the centre cap, it's all yours to lose now. You've been handed map control on a plate, and the enemy team can't advance, they can only stall you. So I hope this makes people understand why outposts are nowhere near as powerful as garrisons. And I think the main problem why people didn't understand it is because you got these block colours of red and blue. Because if you're looking at this now without any colours on, you just think, why aren't they pushing their garrisons further up the map and getting that map control? So you get this stalemate for a while until both teams start flanking, but opposite flanks, and the whole thing just shifts and you lose the point. And the one who holds the centre cap will most likely win if they take care of their backup garrisons. And the reason why this keeps happening is because people get bored of the meat grind and they want to be able to flank, but they can't progress on their flanks because they can't move their garrisons up. So you just get a flip, that's all. And I think the best thing about this clip is that there's no red or blue areas. You see the map for what it is. And I think that red and blue stuff really screwed with people's heads. I think it was psychological that they thought they had that territory. So the thing is with ninja garrisons, it wasn't where you could place them, it was how many people could teleport across the map and spawn on it and just flood it. And that's why you had people redeploying, because everyone could redeploy on it. So this could have been resolved just by capping the numbers alone. It doesn't really matter about the placement at all, because you've still got airheads in the game, which are, by other people's definitions, ninja garrisons. And the reason why they don't work is because you don't have map control. You're just dropping a spawn point behind enemy lines, and they're probably going to find it because people have caught on to it. And now we've got update 8, and the game screams at you to not take garrisons down. You can't blow them up anymore, and they take 30 seconds to take down behind enemy lines. Which, by the way, is still confusing to new players because there's no difference between one bit of blue and another bit of blue. And that's why you see garrisons being placed in the wrong place, and then you end up with no spawn points. So the game has been balanced to help people that don't understand the game. And all these terrible additions to the game could have been resolved if you just told people how to play it and just made the maps easier to read. And now you've added the 200-meter distance between garrisons. It's a lot harder for new players to build garrisons because they can't tell the distances easily. And I find it funny that you've added it in the same patch that you've added trucks, and everyone's saying that it's going to stop the game being a running simulator, whereas actually you've made it more of a running simulator. And with this patch, you've actually reduced fighting. Because I joined the losing team from this game and played as commander and won the next game in 25 minutes. And I didn't kill anyone, and I died twice, just by driving around in the truck and building garrisons. Someone build that Gary. Someone build that Gary, please. I'm gonna lose it otherwise. Oh, please, guys.
We're going to flank north of it and then come back into position to clear it out.
Just need a Gary on it. That's all I'm asking for.
Gotta get in and build it first.
There's supplies there. There's supplies there. And in the time it took the team to build one Gary, I built 3. So the game is still speedrunnable if you know what you're doing, and it's even easier now because you can do it by yourself. And not that it's fun, it's just that you can do it, and if you can do it, people will do it. So without any malice, I think Update 8 is just a brilliant update because it just highlights all the terrible decisions made in Update 7, which were based on people not understanding the game. So instead of explaining the game, you've just fucked it. It's like changing the rules of chess because someone's never played it before. And then when they keep losing, you keep changing the rules again. But they'll keep losing because they don't understand the game. And the people that do understand the game are just bored of it now. Because they're not fighting the opposition, they're fighting the game. And all these stupid restrictions you keep putting on them.
Fuck.
And the time to kill thing is just the fucking nail in the coffin for some people. Because they could get away with just playing it and having fun and shooting people. But now you've taken away the ability to kill lots of people. And all these things that I'm talking about in this video is why Battlefield 5 failed, because of the attrition system and the time to kill. And also automatic weapons and the asymmetrical nature of the game has gone out the window. And then on the other hand, you've got all the logistics and you've got the resources, which is what killed Postscriptum. So you've taken the worst aspects of failed games and combined them all into one horrible patch. But you know what? I do like the trucks. They are a lot of fun.
I like trucking, I like trucking, and I like to truck.
Is that a wild build tank? That's a wild build tank! Ah! So it's like a huge... on then.
You
Go on then,
must
yeah.
be
Go
brave
on
and
then.
tireless.
Go on then, yeah.
Kill this chap.
No! Switch to the gun and just kill us. Go on. Do it. Hit me. Hit me. Are you in the truck? Hit me. Hit me.
I didn't kill you.
No. Hit me.
I don't think it works then. I ran straight over. I don't think he realises it's German. This is like fucking Kelly's Heroes. No one's shooting at us. We're driving through the enemy.
No. Dude, you just broke like 30 people.
Trucking and I like to truck. I like trucking. You must be brave and tireless. On the road, you can listen to